Okay, guys, we are live! So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Dungeon Master, actually, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Carl Sargent's outstanding Night Below Mega Adventure. And which we are now playing... No, I'm not doing that right either. Which we're now using... the latest version of Dungeons & Dragons to play this, that is the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, as is likely evident by our giant logo on the screen here. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go... Dave slowly puts his Pathfinder 2 book away. Outstanding prop comedy.
That's great. Good.
I'll introduce you to the stars of tonight's campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing. First up is Dave, our resident armor smith.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave, and yes, we're playing 5th edition tonight, so I don't need my Pathfinder 2 book, which I probably should have had out last Friday. Like Kingmaker, anyways. And I'm playing Alisha Taliesin, and she is a paladin.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kalador. He is an elven fighter rogue.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is George.
Hey, I'm George. I think I brought the right book for the...
Yes.
We're
gonna get comments.
I do have this though. I have the cool alternate cover 5th edition book, Player's Handbook, which I really enjoy. But yes, I am playing Knox, the Unexpected, who is a human level 5 wizard, level 3 cleric.
Wow. Cleric of what, George? Cleric of what?
What? Not nobody. I mean, he goes by many names, but mostly Theriston.
Yeah. So last time, actually, all three of you guys were here last time. Will's not able to join us today because he's getting some well-deserved rest. But what happened last time, guys?
Guys jump in if anything I miss, which I'm sure I will, but we barely really physically went anywhere. We spent a lot of time in this massive chamber with this huge symbol of the Elder Eye on the ground.
Yep.
It just so happens, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, but they've discovered during the course of play that this is the site where I had made a choice to accept the ability to be a cleric with Ariston as my deity, which happened a while ago, and I tried to explain why I did it, even though it seems like an ill-advised idea, but it was all meant to be a way to help save this group of companions that have become my only family, really. So we had a long discussion about whether this was moral or not, how to go about dealing with it going forward, and came up with a bunch of plans. But the biggest kind of moment was just the fact that at this point now, after session, we're on 186?
Yep.
I don't know how many sessions where I've been dealing with Ariston, and only a couple of characters knew, primarily Kalador and Chael. Now the entire party is aware that this has been going on. They've seen strange things, and I've had weird stuff going on around me, but I am a wizard. So it was kind of this big moment of revelation for the party, and Knox got a lot of support from everybody, but we also all agree that I need to be monitored as we go forward, in case I start making some false steps and potentially falling to the dark side.
When you guys move into a new neighborhood, you're gonna have to pay an extra licensing fee for Knox.
That's right. Yeah, and I got to register with the local. It's a whole thing.
Yep.
And I got to pay extra security deposit. Oh, it's all, none of it's good. But the other thing I have in my notes is that I think that we had, either you guys told me, or because I had missed a session previously, or we discovered now that we seem to have entered the spire when we crossed into that kind of flagstoned area out of the kind of tunnel-like area, we started moving our way forward at the end of the session.
Well, you did see something at the end of the session, which was where Alisha went into that other silent chamber. And do you recall what you found there, Alisha?
Yeah, there were like corpses on the ground. Corpses of orcs?
Corpses of orcs, yeah.
And
the Guy Gaxi and Dr. Seuss book.
and then she had heard a sound of like not quite chittering legs, but like multiple feet hitting the ground, clawed feet perhaps, or
bare feet.
Bare feet.
Yeah.
Like bears, or
you did hear a howl over in this. Where is it here? Otherwise,
Cav's never used any kind of howling creature on people.
Kalador thought was a good idea. We don't go over there.
But the howling did come from above, and when Alisha was out there, she could see way up that there was a massive chasm that ran the length from north to south in that room, and somewhere near the top, didn't you see twinkling of lights?
Twinkling of lights, yeah, perhaps.
Or perhaps you just heard something. Maybe it was your imagination. Well, you did find where Knox is standing, though, is the desiccated corpse of an orc. One that had been drained of all of its vitality. One that Chael, your resident undead hunter, was able to tell you is likely what would have happened to you all had you not escaped the clutches of that
the one called
wrapped thing. Yeah, I see you. Shuck2, I see you, I think it was called. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, right, that is what it was, yeah. It's pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
You say awesome? I totally agree.
Also,
for you.
Sometimes I leave those pictures open for a while and I admire the artwork. That one I just closed really quick now.
Can't imagine why. All right, so but what you did find as well, yeah, you were absolutely correct. In both this part of this cavern and over here, there were worked stone set into the floor that seemed to be more of the same type of stonework that you saw in that strange chamber that was like stuck in the side of the cliff, and what you found at the base of Heathertop Warren, where Malfeshnikor, the undying Barghest, found you.
It's a good callback.
and didn't Kalador think that this was elven architecture?
Yes, definitely. Very similar. That's the same as what you saw in those other two. Very ancient elven architecture, but also it has some of the characteristics that your former companion, the wild elf, had pointed out. The types of flourishes and designs that his people use, they build out of wood and living things generally, but it's a more... it's definitely that kind of branch of the elves, only building in stone. So this is where, like those, the structures that you saw in the base of Broken Spire Keep, not Broken Spire Keep, base of Heathertop Warren, these may very well date back to the Crown Wars. The wars between the elves and the civil war, effectively, among the elves, when Loth and her ilk rose up or tried to seize control, or whatever it was they did.
Right. Okay.
Now, did I dream this, or did this happen? I'm trying to remember. Before you met Shaktu, before Tanev got turned to stone, and we went into that chamber of the water, bought that monstrous creature that Kevin created. Still haunts me in my... We were...
The Stalag Tyrant?
Stalag Tyrant. I don't bring that up just so that Kev can show a cool new another cool monster to people at home. But
I do love him. Where is he? Is it under the? Yeah, here we go. He does have a proper noun, so perhaps he's a one-of-a-kind thing, although I have yet to use either a roper or a beholder in 5e, so...
Great.
Yeah. But when we were rappelling down the rope that ultimately led to that chamber, was our rope not severed by some creature that was Malfeshnikor? It said something about Malfeshnikor, like getting back at us kind of thing?
Yes.
It did, and that thing
is probably still lurking somewhere because we did not go and fight it.
Well, I mean,
No.
do you think that demons just have all day to wait? Oh, wait, no, they do. They do.
They have lifetime
Yeah.
to do it. So maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Alisha doesn't know that, but I was trying to remember as players.
Who was it who had the... Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Kalador saw it, I think.
Yeah, it was Kalador and Droon that were on the rope that got cut.
It was the last person who was going down who had a cut, and I can't remember if it was...
I think it was Kalador.
It was either Cal or it was Tanev.
It was Cal.
You think it was
I
Cal?
feel like I remember that I saw this thing right before I fell.
Oh, yeah, because then it cut the rope, and that's what led you
Cut
guys...
the rope.
Yeah, to all falling down into there, and then you had the anti-magic that took away your water breathing. Well, good times, guys.
Great times. Great.
So, this is where we now find ourselves. You'd heard something moving in that one direction from fairly high up. You heard that howl, and Alisha, you perhaps saw that twinkling of lights up above. You know that there are two more layers to this place until you reach the top of the warren. Whether that means, or let me rephrase that, there are at least two more levels. Because you've only seen the entrances, but you do know that at least one of the four known levels are hidden. So there may very well be other hidden levels above this that just don't open up into that giant chasm.
Well, that plays right into a DM's creativity.
Now, okay, again, we have been in the top part of this keep, right? This is the one that we went, we kind of went
fought
through
in
that,
a bit of a yard. Yeah. You haven't been inside the actual structure yet. Because you guys sort of fought around it and then went out in a secret way out the main door. And then...
But we didn't see any elven architecture there, right? Correct?
Definitely not. And the only structure that you have seen that is non-human relating to Broken Spire Keep was the mine, which is of clearly dwarvish make.
Right.
Interesting that there's elvish ruins here.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could have been some kind of fortification used in that ancient war among the elves.
That the humans then built something on top of.
Right.
Which is pretty sad.
Well, in Heathertop Warren, there was also one of those stones, the travel stones.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You traveled from head to, and there was another one of those in the Great Rock Dale, and there was another one at the Seat of the Seal.
Right. So there may be something to look for anyway while we're here. There may be another.
Right. Maybe we can find one of those travel stones.
Yeah, they might have. This may have been a way for them to quickly travel from one of these places to another as they were.
We'll have to phone a friend to use it, but
yeah, we'll call up Elanian. Hello, Elanian.
Can you give me a ride to the airport, please? I need.
We just need you to log in for 5 minutes so we can ransack your character.
One thing I will point out as well, though, is that just for your consideration, remember that one building that you saw, or the one room that you saw that was in the wall, that's not something that was like rubble collapsed down onto it. It seemed fused to the wall.
Oh. Fused, like in could we tell, like a magical sort of way, or more in a engineering physical sort of way?
Because of the wall, like remember the doorway was like sideways in it, and the or the like askew, and the wall was off. Now it looks like if it wasn't solid stone, you'd think that something something shifted or slipped down. If the chasm was made of ice, you'd think that it slipped down and the ice froze over it again. But that makes no sense because it's solid stone.
Right. Okay. All right.
Though there was that elven vault at the bottom of that chasm as well.
Right. Oh, that was the vault at the bottom that was full of all the platinum and whatnot?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's at the bottom.
Was elven.
There is a elven structure frozen partway through, and now there is this here.
More things are coming together. More connections.
So,
yes.
What would you guys like to do next? Oh, and remember that both Cal and Chael were seized by a unnatural fear.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned that like loosely. That
oh, sorry.
I just said that Cal thought it was a bad idea to go in there.
That's a really good way of underselling that. He hit a point and was like, I cannot go any further.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, that is unlike Kalador to say. So, yeah.
Especially against something that is a canine, possibly creature, seeing as he's carrying this magic sword.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been carried away by canines myself in the past. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm not against what you're saying, but Alisha, I had a question for you. You said you saw twinkling lights. Could you describe the kind of lights? Do you think they were more like torchlights, or were they more like starlight?
Why don't you give us?
Could you tell?
Let's get. Oh, guys, you've given us our perfect excuse to start. Oh, Dave's out of. Can't hear us anymore.
Or he doesn't want to.
Oh, we could be switching over from.
He knew you were about to ask him to roll the weather.
And he's like, here he goes. He's like, somebody else roll it.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Yes, I was assuming you guys just taking metaphorical, disengage actions for the entire session. Like, let's keep talking about all things more, and then next week we'll have more players here, and then we can have a combat encounter.
Kevin, come on. No way would we distract you for 2 hours. Come on.
Exactly. I wouldn't keep taking just bonus actions.
There we go. Oh, Dave's coming in. Here we go. There we go. I can't count. I was looking at 3. I'm like, oh, we got everyone. Oh, no, we're missing Dave. Dave's back, baby!
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Well, and for me, it was like, all of a sudden it was quiet. I'm like, okay, here's your test. Jump in. So, do we want to... And I feel like talking
I think you may have missed Knox asking you what you recalled seeing, and I was making a lame joke about how we're starting every session the way we normally do, with a perception check. So
that's why Dave jumped off to protest that.
I'm sick of this hack bullshit.
Like, no.
So, Alisha, would you kindly give us a perception check? Let's see if you can recall what it was you saw up there. Look at that. Hot damn.
Nice.
So what you can remember, Alisha, is you may recall the light that you were carrying was a magical illumination. It was something that Chael had created for you. So it cast off this even light, which I imagine would feel fairly unnerving. Being used to using candles or torches or whatever. It's got this eerie light, and then with the stalactites where the chasm isn't, it also casts strange shadows on the ceiling. The chasm itself seems to swallow the light, though, the way that like a flashlight or something else would just die off and darkness would go up ahead. what you can tell, or at least what you can recall, before you heard the sound of the padded feet running off, you saw strange thing. A set of 3 pale aquamarine lights, seemingly at the top, set in almost a triangular fashion. You saw 2 sets of those. And then they moved away.
Aquamarine light in a triangular fashion.
Yeah. And they had a haziness around them.
Like too much rye? Or
Like,
almost like the way you would through mist or through fog, where the light diffuses so it has that hazy aura around it. It seemed to have that. And then it disappeared, and you heard the sound of those padded feet.
Alisha will describe that to Knox and Kalador.
Yeah. She's gripping her warhammer tighter as she does.
Did they seem to disappear in the same moment that you heard the howl?
I think it was after, wasn't it?
I actually don't know if she heard a howl again. I think I may have
heard
just
a
spoke
howl
there.
earlier, and
Yeah.
we went in, and then I saw them, and then
You heard the sound of feet kind of padding
Okay.
away.
Got it. Curious.
and away, which I wasn't clear on.
Away, yeah.
So,
And so I understand what you saw. It was this incredibly tall shaft. Was there any means of traversing that shaft vertically? Ladders or any other such method of climbing up? Or is it something we would have to use our own equipment to try to ascend?
I don't recall seeing anything. You didn't describe anything.
the chasm itself seems to be in the center of that fairly large structure. Alisha didn't walk the full length of it, but I mean, I think it went out further than what her light would illuminate, and it went out. That went out 40 feet. The chasm itself is sort of in the center of that large chamber running from north to south. So you would have to scale across the top of the ceiling and then start making your way off. Not impossible for necessarily, but definitely a challenging way to get up if that's the way.
Definitely need that rope climbing or something to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall we? Is there anything else we should do in terms of examining this corpse here?
Are you aware of any creatures that have 3 eyes in a triangular shape? I've never seen anything like that.
No, so you can give us an Arcana check if you'd like.
Okay.
I mean, you can all give us an Arcana check if you'd like. Maybe
cool.
Yeah, maybe we will.
5e, everyone can use their stuff. Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Look at that, Alisha.
Wasting all the good roll.
So you're thinking about it, Alisha.
There it goes.
And because you had witnessed it, wow, 22 guys. So the way that what Knox says is, not Knox, forgive me. What Alisha says is that if you're thinking about it, one of them was slightly different from the other, the lower one. It's almost as imagine if you had set a skull down and put a light inside it. You would see light coming out from the 2 big ocular cavities, and then one from where the nose would be located. And when you say that, Knox, I think you're the one who suggests that, but we heard the howls. And when you think about it, Alisha, you think a non-human skull. That might explain the much larger nasal cavity or whatever that is called. And certainly would give it the wider spacing from it. So it could have been some kind of spectral hounds. And given you can hear him howling
There
again,
we go.
guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Anna. Good girl. Good girl.
Right on cue. Amazing.
Verisimilitude is just.
There is. Yes, I put dogs in every single fucking campaign.
Yeah.
Why is
It's
there a dog
super
on this
immersive.
ship and Traveler? The galaxy is a vast and wondrous place, full
That's
of
right.
dogs.
Because on cue, Anna will.
What, Cal, you definitely have some insight here as well. And you think like, well, it seems as if, maybe you make a comment about it being a master's hounds, if you're visiting other person's homes, it would be the master's hounds who would be the first one to let them know.
Oh,
and
yes.
Knox, that's what clues into you, because with the 22, you're like, you think of those eyes that had infected, what's his name? There is a necromantic ritual that you have read about.
Okay.
That creates a thing known as a lich hound.
Ooh.
So called because unlike other kinds of relatively prosaic risen dead canines, this thing is infused with magical energy and can have a connection back to its master. Its master can also infuse some of its own characteristics and personality into it. So this thing, when you encounter it, they may have some kind of connection to these eye things. It may not be the master itself. It may be a way of them extending their range over their area.
I see.
They are very fearsome foes. And their howl, as Cal can attest to, is a supernatural ability to freeze one's blood and to cause one to, metaphorically speaking, not literally, but it can cause you to pause and remain inactive while they close in and their spectral jaws clamp around your throat.
Yeah. that is a good tactic for them and horrifying for the rest of us.
Yes.
Do we have any idea how long it's been since we rested?
Since you rested, you guys have been exploring. I mean, you did clear out everything on the ground there. You had a little bit of time to talk. It's probably been about an hour and a half, maybe two.
Okay. I think when Dave missed the session, that's when we had a long rest. So I'm like,
actually, the guys did not. They had a short rest.
oh, we did have a short rest? Okay.
Yeah.
We were not comfortable enough to take a long rest in this dangerous place.
In part because of the howling as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at some point we'll need to deal with the howl. But I don't know if the three of us are the right answer.
Well, I have one quick question for Kevin before I speak to the party, which is I have a channel divinity, one per day, and it says Turn Undead and Damnation. Is Damnation a separate thing, or is it Turn Undead?
Yeah. When you make use of your channel divinity, you select what you use make use of it to do.
Okay, perfect. That's what I assumed, but I want to make sure that
Some of your abilities come from I can't remember which. It's one of the Kobold products. Kobold Press products.
Okay, I couldn't find it, and I was like,
Yeah, sorry.
But okay, great. No. Actually, that's great, because the problem with the damnation is that it causes necrotic damage, which would probably heal these things. So I wouldn't be doing that. But so then what I do say to the party is,
I mean, it's kind of like, with any rescue dog, you want to be starting off with trying to get their trust with treats. So I mean, you could.
That's true. Yeah, I can make him feel a little bit better.
Necrotic power.
Sure, that'll make him more powerful. That'll probably help us. No, but I turn to my companions and say, one of the abilities that I did acquire from my acceptance of Tharsden as my patron is the ability to turn undead. I do not know if it would work against such powerful undead creatures like these. And I've never done it before, so I know very little of what I'm talking about at all.
With a roll of 22, I think you can feel confident that I can't remember what your level of destroy undead. I can't remember. You may not even have hit a high enough level yet to trigger that.
I don't think I have.
Oh, okay. But for sure,
higher.
Yeah, you can attempt it, but you know that these things are very potent undead creations.
Hadn't we talked about not calling on Tharizdun, Knox?
This is only for agreed. Only in a dire emergency as a last resort, and I'm just pointing out that this is something I can do, so that we all can make a joint decision on whether I should do it or not.
I love it. It's within like the half hour of like, all right, guys, I get it. I'm going to leave Tharizdun behind. You know what I can do thanks to Tharizdun?
Yeah. And let me tell you something. Like, it's pretty awesome. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not going to do it.
Obviously, you'd be a fool to do this.
If I did do it,
You'd like it.
it'd be pretty awesome. No, okay. But I let the party know so that everyone's aware. So in case something comes up and somebody yells at me, turn the undead, just do it, try it. They'll know that at least I can try it, even though it probably won't work in this case. But we have come across other undead things that are of lesser power over the course of the last probably a few weeks or so. Well, probably the whole adventure, actually. So I just want to make it clear now that I've been coming clean as to everything going on with Knox, that they're aware of that.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
I have 2 divine sense remaining today,
Nice.
and that can help me determine if something is undead in case we come across something we're not sure of. So you don't have to waste your ability, or we don't have to use that if necessary.
I mean, I think ideally we want to avoid these creatures at all costs. I think the unfortunate thing is that it would be shocking if their master was not aware of our presence now.
So, been watching.
Could they? Is it possible that their master is dead and they are left behind?
It's quite possible. I mean, they.
Because we did kill that powerful, like, necromancer-y dude, right? Didn't we kill him? Or I don't know what he was.
Like just a couple sessions ago.
No, a long time ago, quite a while ago.
Do you mean when the one that summoned the like orc demon thing?
Yeah,
that one's definitely dead.
Thing?
The one that killed Troon. I don't know if you guys. I can't remember if you guys killed that one or not.
Okay. Fair enough. So there is possibly another one around.
There were a couple of the ones that seemed to be capable of that, of using this kind of magic. And you did from before. There were, dozens, if not hundreds, of orcs in these higher levels.
Right. And there's the one we were talking about.
Oh, here, let me close my character sheets.
One Kalador saw cut the rope.
Right. Just theoretically, because necromancy is not my area of expertise. It may be possible that these lich hounds would lose their power if their master were to be destroyed. I don't know, but it may just add to our suspicion that the master of these ones is still quote unquote alive.
So, which direction? Do you want to go in the direction of the hounds or southwest towards?
I thought we had decided on this little southwest corner.
Yeah. I think
for no reason, not because we're afraid of the howling or anything. Come on.
Well, you got the hound killer sword, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Who would even suggest a thing like that?
Yeah.
100%.
But I think that sounds good to the current party.
Okay, so we want to go Kalador, Knox, Alisha.
Sure.
That doesn't sound good at all. We're not going to say that ever again.
Cal will go close to the opening. There's two. Is this a path? No.
It
Kalador,
is.
Knox, Alisha.
Yeah.
Like there's a door here on the west wall, or just down, or just south.
There is actually, if you look to your left there is a door that is in there, but
Okay, right there.
yeah. Do any of you have, well, there is a what looks to have been a doorway at one point, but you can see the door is sort of slightly askew, and there is rocks. If you bring your light up and whatnot, there is rocks behind. Like this may have been a corridor, but it looks like it may have collapsed altogether.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Like the rock slide.
Yeah. Every time you hear that, immediately get B-52s in my head now.
Okay, so then I guess we are heading south.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cal will move to there.
Ooh, to the cursed south. Now,
Wow, it looks like a very, a room. The first one we've been in that's like an actual room here.
all right.
Interesting.
So, as you guys are going along, Cal, what is your passive perception again?
Passive.
And he's just curious. This is not for any reason.
No. Nothing's
Yeah.
happening. Does it say it somewhere?
Yeah, it should be on the left side, kind of underneath your attributes, above where your proficiencies are.
And it's just 10 plus your perception bonus if you don't see it right away.
Oh, there, 15.
15, okay. So as you're going along, what you sort of, or maybe you are taking in this floor as well too, and it's fucking filthy in here. Like the floor is disgusting with, orc have been trotting back and forth in here, making no effort to keep, any kind of cleanliness or whatnot. But there's something curious here where you can see there's strange marks on the ground that you can't quite make out, because there's some that seem like drag marks, and there are some others that look like, it's the strangest thing. It's like someone made like stilts or something out of like wood or something else, and they're moving along. It's got, and neither are even. They're both different sized. I say stilts because they're very narrow. They're not like, it's not like there's a foot to be able to prop them up properly. It's really strange. And the bone itself, or the wood itself, seems to be about maybe between 5 and 6 inches at its widest, and then about half that long. The ceiling here still sweeps up 40 feet, so something quite tall could make its way through here. But there is this dragging bit in parts where something seems to have been dragged through the grease and grime on the floor. And then there's also these markings, and the markings seem to head south. There is an open door here as well.
Well, I definitely point these things out to the guys,
Okay.
so they can see them as well.
Then Cal,
Interesting.
you hear a really strange sound. It sounds like something, honestly, like a fishing line unspooling that you've heard with people in the summertime on the river.
Like as if someone is fishing.
And then a shock
Yeah.
sound of something wooden or bone hitting the ground, and then a sound of something dragging. And it's coming from that open door.
There, something up ahead could be trapped. I heard something suspicious.
Let me check.
Be very cautious.
Speaking of passive perception, since nobody is making an effort to stealth here.
No, that is true.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but I don't know that it helps much with my...
Now, I will very briefly and comedically pick up my jacked or my loaded
no.
Francolonia dice. And not
That is fun.
just out of curiosity, let's see. Is it a nat 20 again?
Let's see.
It's a 16.
Okay, well, all right.
Which is right next to where
I'll
the
take
20
it.
is, so.
Oh, well.
Didn't you have like a toxic green dice that was also nearly jacked that
Yeah.
you had to put away?
That's a good idea, Dave. This one is not, we haven't proven this one's jacked yet, so let's make use of this guy. Okay. So, as far as you can tell, that sound very quickly comes to an end. And if you did want to listen a little more closely, Cal, you could give us a perception check if you'd like. If you're not concerned about it, then
I am going to move a little closer to the door over here.
if you wish to
listen.
be trying to keep yourself quiet in doing so, you can feel free to give us a stealth check.
Yeah, let's do that because... What?
What?
Oh, I think it's
that?
triggering. It's rolling with disadvantage because of the heavy armor. It's just an error. I think we can take the heavy armor trait off of your thing afterwards.
Oh, because I actually rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20,
Yeah.
so yeah, you get that, the benefit of that. You can easily move your way up to the door if you like.
Okay, sure.
Alicia's looking at Knox like, okay.
And as you're
Like,
getting
even-
closer, you can hear the sound of something then being sliding along, and then it suddenly stops, and you hear the sound of like almost like leather twisting, like, you know, that if you take a leather jacket and kind of like twist an arm, there's that, you know, kind of sound. That's what it sounds like.
Weird.
There is no light in there, so whatever is in there needs not make use of any light.
Which way's the door? Like, it opens this way?
It's open towards you, yeah. And if you choose to peek around the corner, you rolled
I'm
nat
gonna
20.
Very carefully.
I have a handout ready for you.
Oh, yeah,
great.
here we go.
This is what you see in there.
Oh my gosh.
In place of
What?
that human corpse that is held up there, it is an orcish body that is being lashed into this thing.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
I'm gonna need to watch some cartoons before bed after this. Like,
It's a real shame that Andrew missed tonight's session.
Oh my goodness.
That's horrifying.
email up some PDFs. You'll be happy with that.
Yeah, this thing is going, and this thing also towers. It is easily 11 or 12 feet at the peak of its twisted back. And if you peek around the corner here, Cal, I can move you. That's where it is. And then it begins.
Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Incorporating this other thing into there.
I wave the guys back. Like, I'm gonna sneak back this way.
Okay.
And like wave them out of this room so that I can talk to them.
Okay, gotcha.
Like back here, kind of thing.
Alicia,
are you
Knox,
indi-
why don't you give us a stealth check?
Okay,
Let's just see if the
just gonna ask.
gods are going to be humorous here.
Oh, I'm not wearing heavy armor either. That's weird.
That is weird.
But I did roll a 16 plus 3, so 19.
Yeah, so
not
you're
bad.
good. Alicia, would you like to spend your astonishing fortune?
Yeah, I could. It's not my best skill, but it shouldn't be that bad at it. Oh,
So, and let's just all appreciate how this must look, though you guys cannot see it. All those like desiccated hands that hold that skull in place must all kind of turn it over as if it was a neck at the sound coming from the hallway. And let's...
well, Knox, you snuck, Knox. You might as well move ahead a little bit. And
out of an abundance of caution here. Let's remove
Yeah,
everyone's
sorry,
turn.
and I didn't move myself because I was just double checking. I as a cleric, I could potentially wear chainmail.
Yeah.
So, and it is on my sheet, I see, on my character sheet. So, but I don't know if I acquired that somewhere or.
You guys had access to a ton of just loose chain.
Okay. So I'm fine with it wearing it. That's great. That helps me.
There's done is just changing your outfit without even asking you now.
Exactly.
So
so I actually got a 17 on that roll, but with that disadvantage, but still could have been worse.
Yeah.
Rather having armor. Yep, true.
All right. So everyone click on your token and go ahead and click on initiative. Okay. Actually, you can try just clicking on initiative. They say it works now, and I think that might work with... All
right, let's see. All right, so, I unclicked my token. Let's see what happens. It worked.
It worked. So I know we've proven that wrong with at least one of our other sheet that we use. So Cal, you're up first. What would you like to do? You've sort of gestured. You're unaware of what's about to.
Well, I think that would be me moving to where I am.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
Because like I was trying to get them to come over there so I could explain to them what I saw.
Sure. So then, Alisha, you don't need to make another stealth check. You can just move yourself now.
Okay.
Oh, we were talking about this product or this line, at least before we went live, but for those who may be curious, this critter can be found in the Monster Grimoire for Grim Hollow.
Definitely grim.
Definitely grim. It's got some amazing monsters in here. All right, so your action, I think, Alisha, was to stealth on over there unsuccessfully. Do you have any bonus action or anything else you'd want to do, or?
Curses under her breath. You hear herself squeaking the whole way.
Knox, go ahead and move yourself.
Okay. 10, 15. So that's one move. So I'll just double move.
Okay.
5, 10, 15. Get up here with my companions.
Okay, so you guys then hear the door crashes open at the bottom of the hall, and you hear the sound of it's definitely like splintering of bone as this thing wobbles. Let's just take another moment to appreciate what the yeah. Look at those legs. What must that sound like as it wobbles its way along towards you?
It's awful.
And it has a huge stride too. Covers an enormous amount of distance as it stalks along. And as it sees you, there's a set of again a blackened and rotting hand that moves up to its jaw and then pulls it down so it can yell at you as the rest of those hands holds that orcish skull in place.
Does it speak?
No, that's maybe what's worse. Cal, yeah, it just screams as if it had a vocal cord. But what you can see, that wiry metal cord around it, it's beginning to move on its body. Cal, what do you do?
Okay. Well, now I'm getting my shield out and I'm getting my sword out, and I'm gonna just yell behind you.
Okay.
And can I still take a step then?
Yeah. Remember, getting a weapon ready or whatnot is free in fighting.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna step on the other side of them to protect my friends.
Do you have any action you want to take?
Just ready my weapon if this thing closes.
Okay, so it was something we went through last time, but if you're readying an action, remember that an action to attack means you get to attack twice.
Oh, right.
Because you're a fighter. All right, then it is Alicia's turn. So Alisha, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I think she's just going to step in beside Kalador and also ready to attack.
Okay, so you two have readied yourself. Knox,
Okay. I am going to move back a bit for my move.
Okay.
I've got some cool stuff that I can do these days, like being a spell sniper,
Right.
and being able to cast distance spells. So
And
might as well
having
put
meta
myself
magic.
Exactly, which is great. The meta magic is going to come in super handy. But right now, what I'm going to do for my action is I am going to spend 3 charges from my apocalypse staff to summon an elemental.
Nice. What kind of elemental are you summoning?
I think in this case, I got to go with the classic rock slide.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
It's about time.
Yeah.
And I've already heard that bass line coming in. All right, let's see here. Subclasses. Monsters. Here we go. It summons a regular earth elemental, right?
Yes. I'm double checking that right now just so I don't
Summon
something wrong.
Dave's been waiting for it. Rock slide.
Yes, I can choose. I can pick which of the 4: air, earth, fire, water. So it'll just be an earth. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, is it concentration?
Great question. It is concentration.
Okay.
Yes, for one, and duration is 1 hour. Oh, wait a minute, though, Kevin. I'm not sure how this works. The casting time of the spell is one minute.
Oh.
So I was thinking I didn't even think about it till even look it up because it's a staff, but actually it just says I get to use that spell. So it seems like I would have had to do that.
Yeah.
So,
This is getting back to the way it used to be.
yeah. So let's say that I just moved back here.
Okay.
Which is absolutely fine with me. And let me make sure I prepared.
We know what it means is that I can, while you're deciding what you're doing, I can just rename this thing and you're going to have a rock slide ready to go.
So
Awesome.
It's different in 5e then for how you summon through that.
Well, the casting time is gone back to earlier editions in terms of the length of time you need. So it had become that you could cast it within a round, essentially. But now it's a minute. So
you just got to plan ahead of time.
Just imagine Knox standing there. Just hold him off for 1 minute.
And here we go.
How long a minute is?
I'm gonna see if this comes through onto 20 here. No. Okay. So what I'm doing is casting a magic missile upcast into one of my 2 4th level slots.
Okay.
So that means I get 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. 3 for first level, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yes. 6 total D4 plus 1s.
Okay.
So roll 6.
I was going to say, when he stood back, first spell that you cast at with 5th edition, I was shocked that it wasn't Magic Missile.
Well, it was, I had to, between bringing Rock Slide, into the fray or Magic Missile. Those were my 2 first go-tos.
Let's see here. Because this thing has some fantastic immunities.
Not surprising.
Okay. So those all hit.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
And yeah, because there's no saving throw against it. So this is what happens.
Giggles.
No, it's a solid hit.
Eats them. Ooh, okay,
I mean, you
great.
use a max level spell slot for it. So
yeah. Well, what's interesting is that when you have multi-classing characters, you wind up getting spell slots that you don't actually have spells to cast. You can't cast spells at that level,
upcast.
but you can upcast things. So it's actually kind of fun and cool.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was going to be interesting with you being the multi-class cleric and wizard, is that because you can still cast a 4th level healing spell. It's just that you don't have access to heal yet.
Totally. It's really interesting and cool. I've never played a multi-class wizard cleric, so it's been fun to find out how it works.
Awesome. And with meta magic.
And with meta magic on top of it, exactly.
What about a cleric of an ancient evil god? Have you ever played one of them?
That's old hat for him. All
yeah,
right.
I was gonna say.
Then it's this thing's turn. So having bits of it blown apart, and you think you can recognize parts of this thing's body as it falls. It then stalks like one massive stride forward. As it does so, some of that metallic wire unspools from its arm, and it lashes out with one towards Cal. Let's see here. That's a terrible roll. 8 is not going to hit.
Was that with the Bracalonia die or no?
No, that was not. I was using the red dice. What we've got with Brancalonia? Let's see here. Brancalonia, 18 on Brancalonia. So let's set that aside once again. And then the second, it has 2 attacks actually. So then it tries again, and now at Alisha. Alisha, does a 23 hit you?
Yeah, she's a AC 17, so it's not a crit.
So you take. Let me grab my dice here. Oh, shit, fuck. Come on. Where you going? That's Jack dice. I won't take that 4. Oh, I'm going to take that one. That is 9 points of slashing damage. This, imagine what's effectively orcish razor wire wrapping around you and then yanking you towards it. Would you give us a... Oh, you are grappled, Alisha, and then you are yanked 5 feet forward. So you are currently grappled. That is it for its turn. Cal, you just witnessed this happen, and you've narrowly avoided getting trapped like Alisha as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I don't like this. I'm gonna step forward and attack.
Go right ahead.
See what I can do to this thing. Oh my gosh, this writing is so small. There it is.
Okay.
Oh.
Whew, that is 22 is a solid hit on this thing, but 6 slashing is not a huge amount. You have second attack though.
Yeah, maybe the second one will be much more effective. Oh,
that's still no. These remember 5e. That is a hit.
Oh, right.
This thing's big and slow. So you hack into this. Now it is a magic, so that is good. All right. So you're beginning to hack into this thing, and bits of it are falling off, and it's chunks of like flayed corpses that are falling to the ground. Bits of orc. You have a bonus action if you want to, Cal?
No, I'm good right now. I'm gonna save my superiority dice.
Okay, you got it. Alisha, you are grappled, which means that's actions in combat. Here we go. Your speed is 0. You can't benefit from any bonus to speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. Condition also ends if the effect removes. So otherwise, you don't suffer any other penalties. You just cannot move right now. You can try and escape with a DC 14 roll.
Okay. So I'm grappled and can't attack either, correct?
No, you can still attack. You're not incapacitated. That's when you cannot take actions or reactions.
Well, in that case, I'm going to attack.
Yeah, although the way this thing is moving on its own in this unnatural way, that seems to be the next step.
Okay, well, I'll attack action 2.
That is a miss.
And I believe
Your second action, though?
Second attack.
Come on. There you go. Solid hit. 8 points of bludgeoning. Oh, and it's magical. So there you go. So you hammer this thing on your backstroke. Any bonus action? Oh, you haven't completed a rest yet, right? Shoot.
Yeah, I can't use my Knight of St. Cuthbert ability. Rested. Or my Squire's St. Cuthbert ability. No, I think I'm done.
Okay. Knox, you're up next. What are you doing?
Okay, so I am going to, I'm gonna move back a little bit, and I can still see him. Great. That's my
You guys
move
are doing
action.
great.
Yeah, I'm right here. And so first thing I'm going to do is use some meta magic. So I'm going to spend the 2 sorcery points I have to cast the same magic missile spell at 4th level as a bonus action.
Oh, okay, nice to free up. Now, I think if I recall, you can in 5e you can only cast 1 spell per round, right? But you can cast a cantrip and you can cast a spell.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly
okay.
right.
Okay. So once again,
that is my plan.
So those all slam into us. Look at this.
Nice. Okay, now I'm going to do my cantrip, which is a firebolt.
Yep.
Actually, it doesn't actually factor into it, but just to point it out because it's cool. My spell Sniper Feat allows me to cast a spell that requires an attack roll at double the normal range and ignore half and 3/4 cover.
Nice.
Which is pretty awesome. But I don't need that in this case. But here comes a firebolt.
Okay.
That's gonna miss. But
you want to staunching fortune that?
Oh, actually, yeah. Yes, I do. Here we go. Do it again.
No.
Worth trying though.
Unbelievable.
Lights it up, and what you can see as it goes by, Cal, there are like full corpses that have been folded in here, so you can see eyes and you can see bodies. Then, Knox, is there anything else?
No, those are all the moves and actions I can take.
Okay, then it is this thing's turn once again. So first, it is going to try and tighten the... Yeah, it's going to tighten up the hold on Alisha. That is a 19.
Yikes.
Is that a hit? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alisha, you take another 9 points of damage, slashing, and you are now restrained. It then spends its... So you're pulled up against this thing's body, and you can feel that it's trying to pull you in. Something is trying to work at your clothing and whatnot so that just the flayed corpse can go in. But as it's doing so, it spends its bonus action to constrict its sutures. You can feel fortunately, you got armor protecting most of it, but that orcish razor wire is being dragged across your body. You take another 10 points of damage as this thing is pulling you in. And Cal, it is going to try and grab you.
Is this considered a melee attack?
It is.
A melee attack? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, do you have some? Yeah, I rolled a...
Well, if it misses, I can boss.
I rolled a 22 on the nose.
Oh, that hits me.
Now, do you have anything to bump your AC at the last second? A shield spell or anything like that?
Oh, does parry work? Oh, it's if they damage you.
Oh, to reduce the damage you take. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's just damage reduction.
Okay.
So no,
your
doesn't
shield,
look like it.
Whatever it is, shield sentinel or whatever feat that doesn't give you anything.
Oh, shield master.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Then you take. That is 8 points of damage, slashing damage, and you are likewise grappled. Alisha, I'm going to move you.
Kind
So I can do the
Riposte?
Parry. No, the parry to take less damage.
Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Dave, you were going to ask?
Does this roll?
Yeah, so I'm restricted? No. What is
You're
now?
restrained.
Restrained? Does that mean no attack?
That means restrained is your speed is 0, you can't benefit from any bonus. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So you can still attack.
Yeah, so because before Kalador was 5 feet away, and I didn't think this counted, but Kalador is now within 5 feet of me, and a creature made an attack against Kalador. I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature.
Okay, let me see if you can. Yeah, I don't think you've lost your reactions. Yeah.
And that's with disadvantage.
Oh, so yes, with disadvantage. So go ahead and make an attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
18 is still a hit.
Nice.
So you hammer this thing in spite of the excruciating pain of the shit cutting into you. You manage to splinter more of the bones that are being fused together to make this thing live.
And that 9 I rolled was my parry, by the way, Kev.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you actually, you took no damage.
Yeah.
You're just grappled right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so put grapple green. There we go. Dorman's favorite color. Cal, you're up next. What are you doing?
Let's full attack this thing.
Go right ahead. That is a hit.
Yes.
Look at this. Big damage, too. Oops, come here.
Yeah, that's good damage dice that time.
Okay. And
second attack.
Come on. Oh, 19. Nice. Yep. Solid hit. Here we go.
Do I get my action surge back? Yes.
You should have
I
it.
did. Yeah.
Oh, from the short
Oh,
rest?
yeah. Yeah. I'm going to use it
Nice. Go right ahead.
to
So you get 2 attacks again.
more.
Yeah. But that, all you'll need is
nice.
1. With 1, this thing collapses. And you guys are released, and it's just, it falls apart as if it was never together. And there's just a heap of mutilated orc corpses lying there.
Gross.
Very gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll move back up.
So Alisha is looking pretty, yeah.
I don't know if I have any potions. I've no more spells and no heal. And she turns to Knox, and she's like, no.
There is, the one thing that does survive here is the giant orcish skull, though. And it seems the thing that was being held in the hands, it falls out of those hands as they all fall apart. And it looks as if there are some markings on it.
Yeah, let's examine this thing. This seems like another, necromancer's familiar or something. Would you not agree?
I think you may be right.
So who is examining this?
Well, while that's happening, I could cast. So I get to prepare 5.
I can.
5 cleric spells, which I have done.
Yep.
Which I had done last session. One of which was cure wounds.
Yep. So you use any of your spell slots to cast that.
Yeah, I'm gonna outcast it.
Alicia's like, you know what? I'll just suffer through for a little bit. I'm sure we'll be fine till with rest.
I don't even think I need to insight why you're saying that.
What you can see. Oh, Cal, would you give us a 2 things? First, give us a perception check. I just want to see if you noticed something while you were down there.
Yeah. Oh.
Would you like to use your astonishing fortune?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, wow.
Nat
okay,
20,
sure.
baby.
Highs and lows.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you're looking down, you scoop up this skull. You look over and you recall, like, because your attention was so focused on that door and the sound on the other side, and then when you saw this thing, completely forgot. There was a hole in the ceiling over here. where that collapse wall is. This is
right.
collapsed down from above. Perhaps another way up.
Oh, that's interesting.
But as you pick this thing up, why don't you give us an Arcana check, please?
Yep. Oh.
So there's markings on this thing that definitely are, post-mortem stuff. It seems as if they've been... you've seen similar work on wood with careful woodworking tools. No doubt a skilled necromancer makes use of similar types of things. These are arcane markings on here. You cannot fathom what they might mean.
Right, just that, yeah.
But you can also see
arcane. Yeah.
there's markings all the way on the inside of this thing.
Oh. Then I would definitely show it to Knox and say, it seems arcane to me, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
You can give us an Arcana check once again, or as well, Knox. Alisha, I don't think you could likewise make a roll if you'd like, if you're choosing to examine it.
Ooh. Not
Just
quite
debating
sure.
whether to want to smash it.
This is unfamiliar to me.
Alisha wants to keep her distance from it, as injured as she was by this thing. Knox, apart from recognizing that these are definitely animating runes and there are things on the inside of it, it's not really much else that you know about this thing, or you can gather from the skull.
I've never seen such a creature in my life, nor heard of one.
It's curious as well to have the markings on the inside, in addition to...
Always the animating runes were on the inside as well.
Yeah, well, there are runes on the inside and there are runes on the outside. They're definitely of necromantic means, but what they actually collectively mean...
Gotcha. Got it.
Kev,
Right.
did the wire kind of disappear too, or is it lying there in the gunk and bodies?
There is some of the wire that's lying in the gunkin bodies, but it has corroded. Oh, actually, hold on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you have weaver's tools?
No.
No? If you had access to weaver's tools or something similar, you could take time to pull the wire out of this stuff.
Oh.
But it takes quite some time.
Right, it's a big job.
To pull it out, yeah, it would be days of work, likely.
Yeah, no. We don't need that. I didn't really need it. I just was curious because of the way you described it.
It is falling apart. Yeah, no, it still is there. I will point, it's the salvage component, that's part of the Monster Grimoire, too.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So,
Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Just a side note about the description in the YouTube. If you need to be updated, it says we're playing Soulbound.
You didn't know we were playing Soulbound this
I've
whole
got
time?
mine on right now, and it says 5th edition Night Below
No,
session.
down in the description he's talking about. It says, today we returned to Cubicle 7's outstanding Soulbound.
Yeah, I'll fix. I don't know what the fuck is. The last week, YouTube's studio has been a little finicky. I'll fix that. Thank you for pointing that out, though.
Yeah.
Because I've never had it in whatever 8 years we've been on the channel. I've never had the studio save and then say, "Oh, it didn't save everything properly." And last week it did that for the first time, so that's really good to know.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm good. We can keep going.
All right. So then, guys, what would you like to do next?
Kalador, did you see anything else beyond that door, or?
I saw that creature and I tried to draw you away so we could discuss a way to fight it, but it seemed to have other ideas.
Yes, and no discussion seemed necessary.
No.
Just fight for our lives.
I think it would be worth sneaking back and looking in that room now, though.
Agreed.
Crush that skull with my warhammer.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Oh, yeah, I wonder. Yes, you might be onto something, Alisha. Could this return to life somehow, or unlife, or whatever it is? It's got these ruins of magic.
Destroying it would not hurt.
I
think you're right.
You can give us. Well, both of you guys could give us a religion check if you like. Alisha and Knox.
Okay. Ooh, Alisha, you beat me.
So Alisha, oh nice, yeah, you guys both are quite good with this. Alisha, you maybe after commenting, I'll smash it with my warhammer. You pick it up, and it must surely be your imagination, but you hear a faint cry of fury. And it's faint in the sense of as if it came from somewhere very, very far off. But not like it's far off and it echoed down through the caverns in here. It's like whatever emitted that howl of primal fury is so very far away. And you're certain that it came from this skull. And as you look at this for a moment, and you certainly do not truck with any undead whatsoever, but you certainly, you are also certainly a champion of the cudgel. And St. Cuthbert is a foe of the undead. What is marked on the inside? The outside of this obviously is, as Cal's mentioned, it's some kind of animating runes. But what is on the inside? This is the kind of vile shit that necromancers use to trap and bedevil souls. There are two types of unspeakable atrocities that necromancers will do. One is animating things or yanking souls back from the void. That's where you have like wraiths or zombies or skeletons. The other is denying spirits their earned rewards. That seems to be what the markings are on the inside of the skull. And if you say that, Knox, you can just feel like, no, he's... Yeah, and if you look at it as well, Knox, you're like, of course. Mm-hmm. You were thinking more of... from the necromancer's side, you were not thinking from the metaphysical, I guess, or spiritual, maybe, side. But yes,
yeah,
there is something that animated this horror. There also seems to be something stuck inside.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Do we need to perform a ritual to set it free, or will smashing it be enough to...
Smashing it may free the spirit. Because this thing is serving double duty. One thing it's doing was to animate it so it would create that monstrosity. The other thing was to force something to remain and watch. Mm-hmm. This is no small, invocation or small, paltry ritual. Someone took time to force this particular spirit to stay in this particular skull and bear witness to what it was doing with the remaining orc tribes. Or the remaining orcs.
I think... So the rubble that's just behind Knox, Alisha walk past him and say, I think I'm going to smash it and bury it in this rubble here. Give it some kind of a rest. Maybe even perform some last rites. The best that I can.
I think that makes sense after what you've described.
Okay.
And I start to offer as... Yeah, no, I start to offer assistance, but I stop myself before I even ask the question.
And it's an orc skull, Kev?
It is most definitely an orc skull, yeah.
And she'll say, even an orc doesn't deserve this kind of punishment. And she'll set the skull down and maybe motion the others to back up or something. She doesn't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
And then kneel and then just line it up with the warhammer and give it a one solid smash.
Do you say anything before bringing that hammer down?
Yeah, she'll say, "Yeah, teeth." Smash it.
As it hits, there is a brief discharge of this foul, like noxious, yellowy and greenish dust that lets loose. And then there is almost as if there was in the world itself a hole through which something was spewing or leaking. There's a red fog that begins getting larger and then manifests as this. Rage and fury personified.
Wow.
Is it like the other ones we saw?
It is. Why don't you give us a? Let's see here. Why don't you give us a? Give us a perception check. It's just
Sure.
This is pattern recognition.
Yeah.
That one.
Jeez.
Stupid roll 20.
It's. I think all you see is something very, very similar to what you saw before.
Right. I can't tell if it's the same. It's just similar.
I'm testing another option, Kev. Can the initiative tracker pick up my initiative when it's closed?
Oh, good. Let's find it. It does.
Oh, look at that.
So then, guys, that's the end of our session. We'll find out what this spirit is and what it intends to do in 1 week's time. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 186 of our our ongoing Night Below campaign. Thanks for catching that, Dave. I double checked it before we went live, and I thought for sure I had it changed. So, I wonder if it's on the right. I hope it's on the right, what do you call it? The correct playlist, too. I'll have to go in and change that. But anyway, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 186 of our ongoing Night Below campaign. And guys.
Yeah.
XP. Getting back in the saddle of this rewarding XP each time, man.
Right.
Right. Proven to be...
XP and level.
Okay, let's see here. And only 3 of you today. My goodness. So one combat encounter with a smaller group. I managed to not kill anybody. Pretty good. Okay, what else? So there was combat, and then what else did you guys do? What else did you uncover today? Anything of significance I need to know about?
We kind of deduced that these lich hounds, what these lich hounds were.
Yes, you did, and the skull as well. So I think, guys, that means you're each going away with 800 XP for today's session.
Wow.
So,
awesome.
For those listening at home, sorry, we had to interrupt that with some... and Anna says hi to everyone. Hi, sweetie. If you enjoyed that too, we're not sponsored or anything like that, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Monster Grimoire. from Grim Hollow, or from
awesome.
Ghostfire Gaming. Really, really cool product. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for today's session. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There is also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to this campaign, this game, and every other game we run on the channel for the most part. There is a bunch of other channels over there, like finding a group, like talking about... hey, you're getting there, Alisha. Pretty good. Pretty good. There's a really lovely community that's built up over the years over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. Tons of great people, lots of fun chat, especially for obscure games too. I spent my lunch hour reading all about Jovian Chronicles again because someone was talking about the silhouette system, and that really tweaked a 20-year-old bit of nostalgia. There is also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an unmatched selection of, or a terrific selection, I should say, of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. And if they do not have something in stock that you are looking for, they can often put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in stock. Like if you're trying to track down the things you were missing for Jovian Chronicles. You can also, if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code SummerMuser at checkout, all caps, all one word. That's going to change in about 2 days. So if you do listen, if you're listening to this on a more recent video, if you're listening to this after September 15th, 2023, be sure to come back to one of our more recent videos. You'll get the updated discount code, and you'll save yourself 10% on your purchase. In addition, there's also a link down below to our friends at there's also a link down below to the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It is, I got news about this to tell you guys. Remind me to tell you about Heroes Save Villages afterwards. But there's a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children, including emergency relief effort in Morocco right now. There is also all donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman, just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And as a very small way of saying thank you, if you've made a donation of $10 or more since June 1st, 2023, head on over to the Dungeon Musing Discord server's Charity Initiative channel. You can find a link to the Discord in the description of the video, and you can cast your vote for the next charity session and then our final session afterwards. We have 2 more sessions left of our year-long Year of Ill Omens campaign. Thus far, it is looking like we're going to be playing some GURPS at the end of the month, and we're going to be playing some Vikings. So you're welcome to cast your vote if you disagree with that selection. There are some other great options there, but if not, you'll still be able to vote on all elements of our final session to wrap up this Year of Ill Omens. That'll include voting on what time period we're playing in, what place, what game, and what types of heroes we're playing. So head on over. And again, all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman, just goes to help them out. And I know that I got an email today, a reminder that they need assistance with their ongoing relief efforts in Morocco right now. I know there's been difficulty with getting specific aid to people in Morocco because of the way the Moroccan government is responding. They are one of the ones who seems to be able to be responding right now. So if you're looking for a place to put money to deal with that crisis, I know there's just a fucking zillion crises going on right now with the flooding in Libya as well. But in any event, that is the option, and that is our way of saying thank you to our generous donors. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart heroes. So Dave, Jeffrey, and George, thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. George, it's so nice to have you back from the UK again, and Dave, it's so nice to see you back on back-to-back, week-to-week. Jeffrey, it's always nice to see you. So
that's true.
Then
that's true.
We will
that's
be back.
Why I come.
We will be back in 1 week's time, but until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours. Take your mind off the troubles of our world and see the troubles of our heroes are encountering as they plumb their way through the ruins of the Orcish Warren under Broken Spire Keep. And until we see you again, stay safe, Stay healthy and happy gaming.
See ya.